This is the history of Fortnite crossovers. Let's go back in time and start with Chapter 1, Season 4, the Infinity Gauntlet game mode. This crossover with the Avengers Infinity War movie was the first collab that Fortnite ever did. And everyone was hyped because you could literally play as Thanos. And this is one of those collabs that no one expected because at the time we just thought Fortnite was your typical battle royale like every other one out there. But that was only the beginning, because in Chapter 1 Season 6, they collabed with the official NFL and released some football skins. These never really received a lot of hype, just like the Wreck-It Ralph collab at Risky Reels, and this season might have had the most underrated collabs of all time, because they honestly didn't promote nor hype them up as much as they do now with collabs. Like the Wreck-It Ralph skin didn't even have a trailer released with it. Then even though Chapter 1 Season 7 only had one crossover, it's still one of the best of all time because everyone loved the Marshmallow event. It was literally Fortnite's first ever concert and celebrity skin. This was for sure the most popular event during Chapter 1. The whole show was a live event, unlike the other collabs that were just a game mode or a skin that got released in the item shop. And it seems like Fortnite quickly became a fan of Marvel, because in Chapter 1 Season 8, they released a Marvel Endgame LTM that everyone loved. It had everyone you could ask for, but that wasn't all because they also released Star-Lord and Black Widow. It was honestly just a return of the Thanos LTM, but this time they added all sorts of new weapons, items, and outfits exclusive to that game mode. And an Infinity Gauntlet pickaxe would be pretty cool, Fortnite? Then we finally got the real John Wick in Chapter 1 Season 9, because before that they didn't have the rights to add him, so they just remade him as the Reaper. It also seems like Epic started to collaborate with more companies because we got a Stranger Things crossover and one with Air Jordan. But the biggest collaboration of this season was for sure the John Wick crossover, because they added Sophia with this as well as the Wick's Bounty LTM. And I really appreciate the Jordan collab for those free skateboard back blings. Then the Stranger Things collab was cool but spooky as well. I'd honestly love to see something else like that in the future. But trust me, things are only just getting started. Because in Season X, they released one of my favorite crossovers of all time, Gotham City. You can't lie and tell me this wasn't the best collab of Chapter 1. They literally turned Tilted Towers into Gotham City. You even had the special weapons added into the game strictly for this season. And they did this more than once this season because they collabed with Borderlands and added a Pandora POI as well that season. Then probably one of the most forgotten skins came out as well, Major Lazer. Is it just me or do you also never see anyone at all using this skin? And although we thought the DC collab was big, it wasn't as big as the crossovers during Chapter 2 because in Chapter 2 Season 1 they did a huge Star Wars collab. And this also might have been one of the most toxic collabs of all time, because fighting players that would spam lightsabers was so annoying. But I mean, the First Order blaster rifle was okay. And you already know I'm a fan of free items, and the Star Wars collab gave us some free items. But that wasn't all that happened, because the man, Ninja, got his own Fortnite skin, and they added Harley Quinn. Then those were all popular collaborations, but some pretty random collabs were released during Chapter 2 Season 2. Because does anyone even know what Punked is? That was a collab that took place at Risky, and they did a house party collab as well. So these mainly happened because the companies wanted their properties to get popular and they figured Fortnite was the perfect place to promote. I imagine Quibi paid a good amount of money to get Punked into Fortnite. And House Party was owned by Epic Games. But seriously, I just wanted to mess around and put the bad ones first, because we literally got a whole Travis Scott concert the same season, as well as a Deadpool skin. And the Travis Scott event is forever going down as one of the best collaborations of all time. Because what other game has a concert that big where they play some unreleased music of an artist that popular? But I do know Roblox has some concerts. But seriously, that wasn't the only thing, because we got a Tenet and X-Force collab too. Dang, Fortnite went crazy that season. But they didn't even slow down in Chapter 2 Season 3, because they went on a collaboration skin rampage, releasing Aquaman, Captain America, Black Manta, and Loserfruit. And although they didn't do any crazy map changes with the collabs that got released this season, everyone who played Fortnite was hyped just because of the Aquaman skin they released. Not released, but released, since he was a secret Battle Pass skin. But the coolest thing that came with the collabs this season was Captain America's shield as a pickaxe. And I guess Fortnite wanted to fully send it with collabs because during Chapter 2 Season 4, they literally released a whole Marvel season. The entire Battle Pass was a crossover for the first time in history. We had everything from Marvel weapons, wraps, emotes, and everything anyone could ask for, Marvel. And that wasn't all, because we even got a Galactus live event. Hot dang, this might have been one of the best seasons of Chapter 2 now that I think about it. And usually when something that massive happens, that's the only really big thing of the season. But Epic wasn't slowing down because they also released a Rocket League collab, Ghostbusters collab, a J Balvin collab, Lachlan collab, and Last Laugh bundle. Sheesh! And I think the Ghostbusters collab was a bit underrated because I feel like it had way more potential and stuff that could have been added with it. But still, after all of that, you might have thought that Fortnite was going to take a break, chill out for a bit, but in Chapter 2 Season 5 they kept going. They kicked things off by featuring the Mandalorian in the Battle Pass, and he could have been unlocked to Tier 1. But they didn't release too many map-related features with the collabs this season, although they did go crazy with the item shop crossover skins. And you've got to be a fan of at least one of the collaborations this season, because we got Kratos, Master Chief, Walking Dead, and more. But that's not all, because we also got not one, but 2 Icon Series skins, Laserbeam and Gref G. On top of more DC and Marvel skins, we got a Street Fighter collab, Tron collab, G.I. Joe collab, and an Alien one. With them releasing this many collaborations so close together, you might think they'd eventually slow down. But I guess not yet, because in Chapter 2 Season 6 they released a total of 12 crossovers. And they started off with a few Battle Pass items as usual. These were Raven and Lara Croft, 2 of the most famous Battle Pass skins of that season. Until they released Neymar Jr., which had every player doing basically whatever they could to unlock it. And I guess Fortnite wasn't quite satisfied with some of the skins they released in the past, because we saw new versions of Harley Quinn, Catwoman, and Batman. And that kind of thing wasn't only done with skins, because they also did another Rocket League collab as well. And come on, how could I forget about the NBA skins, the best sports-related collab, in my opinion. Gosh, there were honestly so many, because Beast Boy, Deathstroke, and Kelsier all came out in Chapter 2 Season 6 as well. And yeah, they were good, but not as good as the collabs introduced in Chapter 2 Season 7. We literally got a Rick and Morty collab. And you probably didn't even notice it, but this Battle Pass had a good amount of crossover skins as well. Did anyone expect to see Gugumon in Fortnite? Superman, yeah, but I for sure never thought I'd see Gugumon. And each season has to have some Icon Series skins. So for this season, they gave us Harry Kane and Marco Ross, and LeBron James, Booga, and J Balvin, plus an Ariana Grande skin and live event. Good gracious, 6 Icon Series skins in one season. That is a new record. But they also finally gave us Thanos as a skin we can freely play with, and a real Wonder Woman skin, and a few more skins like Dude from Free Guy, Gamora, Bloodsport, Gilded Guy, and more Street Fighter skins. Alright, you might be thinking that's it, and that would make sense. But nope, they introduced a Ferrari collab in Fortnite. That is epic! As well as the Bad Boys skin, and Shang-Chi skin. But that wasn't even all, because they did something a little different and did a short Martin Luther King Jr. event that was actually really interesting. And now we are in Chapter 2 Season 8. So far, they've only released 3 crossover items. Carnage is someone no one at all expected to see, and it's cool how you can have the chance to play with his mythic ability. But I do think it's a bit overpowered. Then you might have known this, but if you didn't, Janky is another Super Plastic collab. The more you know, right? But speaking of random collabs and crossovers, out of nowhere, we just got a freaking Balenciaga collab. Like, what? Designer clothes! What's next? Gucci? Supreme Bape? But that's only the start, because we're also supposed to be getting another Venom skin as well as a Naruto collab sometime soon that I can't wait to see. But I also can't wait to see you click this video on the screen. Click it now! Please.